Riki. I've been bragging all about you. Thank you for joining in today.
Oh, it's thrilling to be here.
Yeah, I miss you. I guess I'll be seeing you soon.
I can't
Um,
wait. I've missed you too. It's been a long time.
it has. Where does the time go? COVID sort of ate up our year, didn't it? Just
It
like,
sure
it just
did.
like took a big bite and swallowed it and everything disappeared. But,
You know, it's funny when we are able to gather again, I just feel like going around and petting people. It's just so good to see them in person. Hi.
Hi, can I have a hug? Can I have a real hug? So, Riki, I want to talk to you about two things. I want to talk to you about the Upper Midwest Film Office because I have seen, and I've only been involved with Duluth on the periphery for a few years now. There's been a lot going on for many, many years, and there's a lot of history with Duluth. But talk about the last few years of the Upper Midwest Film Office and what's been happening that you've been involved in.
Well, Serena, it's been so exciting. I pinch myself regularly just saying, is this really happening? And really, I say it's because of Philip Gilpin Jr. that brought Catalyst to Duluth. He brought the eyes of the world right to us in Duluth, Minnesota. And in doing that, it has really changed the production landscape because he started talking to people about the possibilities of an additional incentive in the Northland. He's been talking to the legislators. He has been shaking and moving, darling, let me tell you, but all in a very, very good way. And so, because of that, we now, with the Upper Midwest Film Office, St. Louis County, and the Iron Range area, we have two incentives that are just in the Northland. We also have a state rebate, and we also, for the very first time, have a tax credit through the state. And these are stackable. The Iron Range and the St. Louis County, that is stackable. And then you can pick one or the other of the state incentives, whether it's a tax credit or it's the rebate. So it really kind of makes us the flavor of the century, I think. And it's all because of Philip bringing Catalyst in and stirring people up and saying, what if we could becoming a production hub? And that's exactly what's starting to happen. That's why I keep pinching myself.
It's been fun to watch. I remember some of those early meetings when we were doing the town hall meetings and people were going, "What?
Yes, and you're a
What?"
big part of that, Serena. You are also part of that web of things that happen, of people that got together, of you explaining what could happen. You believed in Duluth right from the get-go, and that was so important.
I do, and I think anybody who visits is going to feel the same way because it's really a surprise. If you've never been there and you're expecting Minneapolis, it's an entirely different experience. It's like Brigadoon for creatives.
I
It's
like that. Can we
it
use that, Serena?
yes, you can because that's what it feels like. It feels like there's whole sections of the town that are filled with places that people are working in and creating amazing things. And I've seen your list of crew expanding too. Talk to me about the
Yes.
guide. What's happening with that?
It keeps getting bigger and bigger. And one thing that the Upper Midwest Film Office with Sherry Marshak and myself now, one thing that we find is very important is to get the crews ready for the productions that are coming in. And so we are, I think in the last 6, 7 months, we've had almost 20 workshops that we've offered. And so we just want, it's not if they're coming, they are coming. It's not chicken and egg, it's coming. And so we just need to get our crew base together. And
Mm-hmm.
so we do have crew. We just need to get more for when we have a
Mm-hmm.
number of things shooting at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have some large cities fairly close by too that you could ship people in, but I know that
Yes.
the people that are there, you have people of all walks of production. I remember I remember taking an Uber when I was there the last time, talking to the young man that was driving me and talking to him about the possibility of the festival. And he was going, "Oh, well, I studied music. I would love to compose for film and television." I said, "Well, there you are. It's in your city. You need to learn." So that's
Absolutely.
really great. So what has been the biggest challenge for you the last couple of years, you think?
I think part of it is getting people up to speed of what our communities could look like. I mean, honestly, we could be another huge hub. We could have more than one sound stage, and we're getting a production studio ready up in Chisholm. We're talking to people about building a large sound stage here. But I think when you explain what the potential is, I think a lot of people just don't understand how big it could be. So for us, I think it has just been an educational process. And we've had hundreds of meetings, and people are now starting to get it. They're starting to understand. We just had a meeting with the business community a couple days ago, and everywhere from the Seaway Port Authority to the chamber to business leaders throughout the Duluth area. And they got excited, but it's really the first time we've been able to talk to them as a group. And so, I mean, it was like, oh, okay, let's check that one off. We're getting there. We are getting there. People are starting to understand. People are
Mm-hmm.
starting to come up and say, okay, I get it. How can we help? And
So
to me, that just makes me do a happy dance.
I know you're very committed and you're so good at what you do. I've watched you in action. So let's tell people if you're a producer and you're sitting in another city and you're thinking about Duluth, you call the Upper Midwest Film Office. What
Right.
kind of services do you provide? What's the typical conversation that happens?
The first part of it is almost always explaining how the incentives work. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not hard, but they just need to kind of get an idea of how they all work together. And then we talk about their projects and the locations that they're looking for. They always have questions about crew and lodging, and so I kind of think of us as the concierge of the production community.
Mm-hmm.
It's how can we help you? How can we connect you? So
Mm-hmm.
you need production offices. Let's take a look at these possibilities. So you're looking for a DP here. Let's look at some possibilities. So you need one thing I'm looking for right now is a 1924 farmhouse that is secluded. So my step is I will find them a number of possibilities and hand them over and say, are we close? Is this what you're liking? If they go, oh, yeah, you've got what we like, then their next step should be hiring a location scout or manager to
Mm-hmm.
hone in and find the perfect one. But I want to show them that we have the stock in houses or industrial looks or ports or whatever it is that they're looking for. I need to show them that we have it here.
Yeah, and the lake is awesome too. It's huge. I saw
We've
some
doubled for
pictures.
the ocean.
I'm sorry, what?
We've doubled for the ocean a number of times.
Yeah, you can. You really can. I tell you, there's something wonderful about being on Lake Superior pre-dawn and watching the sun come up as it
You've done
just
it.
reflect. Oh, it's just beautiful. But I think what I love most about Duluth is the people there. They're enthusiastic. They're like the people were when we were starting Sundance. It's like everybody's excited and they want to just jump into this with both feet. So I really encourage you to do everything you can to keep this going. Have
We
there
are.
been any productions that have come in the last couple of years because of the incentives?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, we just finished up on incentive reimbursement on a couple of them. We've got, I would say, for this year yet, we'll have one or two, and then a lot of people are waiting until 2022. And then I think the slate is going to be pretty crowded, which is good.
So, can you explain to us in a little bit more detail what the incentive is and how it works?
For the two for the state is $500,000 is our cap, and it's a 25% rebate on money spent in the state. Then there's also a tax credit, and that cap is 5 million for right now. I believe that if things go the way they're going, we'll be able to get that increased. So add on to that are two incentives that we have in the Northland, the St. Louis County incentive, and that is a 25% rebate on money spent in the county. And then we have an Iron Range incentive, and that is a 20% rebate on money spent in the Iron Range area in the Taconite district. So if you can stack three of those, so you can honestly, you can get almost 70% rebate, knowing that you're not going to really get 70% because you're going to bring some crew from outside. You're maybe going to bring some of your keys, and there's some things that you won't be getting in Minnesota, but by and large, you can get a lot.
And so, whether you're in prep or production or post production, and you're spending money in the local community, those costs would apply towards the incentives.
Yes. Actually, once you wrap, I believe
Right.
there's a little bit of time. Yep.
Right. But you have editors, you have offices, you have sound
Yeah. If people are
people
going
who
to
are
do
good in
post production,
sound.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's great people there. I mean, there's people, you've
There
got
is.
everything from PAs to field producers to photographers to cinematographers to editors. I've met them all. Well, not all. I've met a lot of them. They're great
You've met a
people.
lot of people while you were here,
Yeah,
Cirina. You
I
do.
I have. Well, the festival's only a week away. What are you working on right now?
Oh. Sometimes I feel like my hair's on fire, but it's
Uh,
all fun. It's all fun ramping up to this great event.
mhm.
Some things that I'm working on is we have a tour for Duluth for people that are interested in seeing some more of the locations.
Hmm.
We also have one on Friday for the Iron Range. And so we're working on pieces of that. We just get on a little bus and go travel around for a couple of hours. And it's always fun. We always have some good stories and laughs. And the one thing that I think is real magic about it is all the people in the bus, they get to know each other a little bit better. Because
Hmm.
as Cirina, as you know, Catalyst is all about building relationships.
Hmm.
And in this business, in the episodic business, that is so important because many of these people, you're going to be with them working on these projects for a year or two or 10. I mean, who knows? So build those relationships. We just had a great How to Network workshop last night, and we had another one a week ago, and we've got one that will start the day of the festival. So people don't have to feel like they're by themselves and don't know what to do. So we'll
Hmm.
get all those people together. Now they've got a whole group of people that they feel like they know a little bit better. But that is so important with Catalyst is
Hmm.
building relationships. That is really, it's more important in that type of industry in episodic than it is in feature films. Because feature films, you're with them for maybe a month and maybe more. But here it can be a very long-term relationship. So
Hmm.
I think that's a very important piece. Lots of educational pieces, lots of great panelists that want to share their secrets of how to make it in the business. And I mean, for anyone that is interested in this business, they should be in Duluth, Minnesota next week.
So you're planning a gala too, aren't you?
Oh, yes. We have a great gala, and it's going to be in our depot, which is a
Oh,
train museum. And in our train museum, you can get any era of train possible. Another thing is they own the tracks. So for anybody that shot with trains, all the paperwork you have to go
yeah,
through
yeah.
to try and work on the tracks that somebody else is in charge of. So they've got some beautiful restored trains, and we've got great music. Got Maxie Child singing. We've got Love Creamery giving us great ice cream. We have an
Hmm.
Italian caterer, and we have a soul food caterer. And We've got a little place where you can get into one of the trains and sip a little champagne. And we also have Vicre. And if you don't know what Vicre is, everybody should soon. And they use Lake Superior water to make their gin. It could be spruce gin or, and they've got aquavit. And so they're going to have some samplings. And there'll be a special catalyst cocktail.
Mm.
That's what I'm working on.
That's wonderful. Oh my gosh. I can hardly wait. Tell people where to go to find out more about the Upper Midwest Film Office and also the festival.
You can go to Upper Midwest Film Office, filmtv.org. And then you will find out our location guide, our production guide, information about the office, workshops coming up, and of course, always catalyststories.org or catalyststories.com.
That's
Please
awesome.
come and join us.
What are you most proud of, Riki?
Oh boy. I think I'm most proud of the fact that people still understand that there is a great future in this area in bringing a whole new industry to Duluth, Minnesota, and to the Iron Range. There's some people that do. There's some people that are kind of scratch their head and go, "Do what?" But they've believed since 1996 when I opened the Upper Minnesota Film Office. They still are with me, and they're so happy to see how this is growing.
So go to uppermidwestfilmtv.org or catalyststories.com.
Right.
And check out the festival, check out the Upper Midwest Film Office, and find out more about incentives. Come to Duluth and have a great time at the festival, or watch virtually. You can buy tickets virtually too. So check out the virtual registration, but it's coming up soon, so I would do that now. Yeah. Riki, thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy planning and you're working so hard. So
I can't wait to see you, Cirina.
I know, me too. I've been speaking with Riki McManus, who is the Chief Production Officer at the Upper Midwest Film and Television Office in Duluth. I'm Cirina Catania, and I'm signing off. You guys, thanks for listening. And remember what I always tell you, get up off your chair and go do something wonderful today. Take care. Bye.